Happy Friday, Rockwood South community and Rockwood South staff. It's been a short week, but an awesome week. We saw a ton of great learning experiences this week. We want to get right into it, and so it's time for another blast. We want to kick things off by sharing our goal progress with you. You can see that one of the ways that we measure our students' academic success and progress is through looking very carefully at grades and how students are performing in the classroom. Based on this data, you can see that our numbers of D's and F's have dropped dramatically from this time last year until now. And one of the ways that we really focus on this is through our universal instructional practices. We want to make sure that all of our students are thinking critically, that they are engaging with one another in collaborative conversations through student-centered learning practices, and that we're giving really clear expectations for learning, and students are using those expectations to reflect on their learning progress. As a result of the way in which we are seeing students grow and learn, our counseling team and I were just asked this week to present at the Missouri School Counselors Association conference. I loved getting to go with our counselors to present this information to a packed house of educators. It was so much fun to share our story with our universal practices and how we are supporting students. We also worked with our student advisory leaders to share this very same information. Those advisory leaders then took that information into their advisory classes to share with students and to gain feedback from their classmates as to how we as the adults in the building could better support them in their learning. I want the kids to have an opportunity to share with you. So I talked with 3 of our student advisory leaders. Let's hear what they had to say. All right, we've got 3 of our amazing 6th grade advisory leaders with us here today. Can you guys share your names with us and which advisory you're representing?
Yeah, my name is Rishi, and my advisory I'm an advisory leader for Mr. Kennedy.
Awesome.
My name is Noah Cervantes, and I'm the advisory leader for Mr. Shimkis.
My name's Kate Matthews, and I'm the advisory leader for Miss Moran.
All right. So just last week, you guys had an opportunity to present some information to your advisories. What did you present? Tell me a little bit about what you shared with your advisory.
Yeah, we presented what we did, like what we improved in this quarter compared to last year, like our DNF scores and how many students we had. And we can tell that our DNF scores decreased by a lot this year compared to last year.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. What do you guys think led to that decrease? I know we talked a little bit about this in advisory leaders.
Yeah, I think what led to the decrease was there's a little bit less sixth graders, and also they probably had a bit more confidence.
You guys had more confidence.
Yeah, maybe some more like studying, doing, and more like effective academic teaching by the teachers could also be another way that the DNF score went down.
I love that you said that. That came out in our advisory leaders as well, where you guys said that our teachers, hey, they're learning new strategies and they're making improvements, and that directly impacts us. Yeah. That's really cool. Did you have an additional thought?
Again, yeah, like the teachers, they've had just an extra year with 6th graders, especially last year because the 6th graders were a little crazy.
Oh, you think so? Okay. So it's really great that we've made these gains. Did it surprise you?
Yeah, it definitely
did. Especially when I saw from the slideshow that the DNF score went down a lot compared to last year.
Because I remember in advisory leadership, a lot of people thought it would be higher than last year.
Yeah.
And it was
over
lower.
Half the class stood up.
Yeah, but it was lower. That's been, you guys are doing fantastic work, and as you mentioned, our teachers are too. So what was it like to present to your advisory? What was something that you enjoyed about it, and what was something that was difficult?
Well, enjoyed presenting to my advisory, and that I like to show that how much we improved and what we did, like what we made a difference in an impact in our school.
Absolutely. That's very well said too. What do you guys think? What do you like about it?
I liked whenever like they got to get up into groups and like go around the room to talk about the papers on the walls.
Yes. So they got to talk about the students' feedback that they gave the last time. And you guys did all three of you did a really good job of running those groups. You really did. What did you like about it?
I like that we did the around the room things because it gave everybody a chance to kind of stand up and share what they wanted to share.
And to obtain more insight, right? And I'm really excited to see the feedback that you all gave us as to how we, as the staff in the building, can continue to help you guys. You guys have been giving us a lot of great feedback that we've been able to use to make some changes. What do you think, now that we know this information, what's your prediction for next quarter? You think we're going to
I
continue?
think we're gonna continue, maybe stay the same, but I hope that we go down because everybody's especially gonna be trying harder.
Yeah.
Because they know like just a simple test can like change their whole entire grade.
Yeah.
I think it might go like a little up because like it's gonna get further into the year.
Yeah.
And like people might get too comfortable with it.
Oh, I hope not. That can happen though, right?
Yeah,
But
I think the DNF score is probably going to go down because people are going to get more used to doing tests and assignments and making sure they don't just miss out on assignments.
Right. And maybe we as the adults can continue to hear your feedback to implement more strategies that will be helping you guys to be successful. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to add?
No.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming and talking with me about your experience today. It's been really helpful.
Thank you.
So you can certainly hear from our kids the importance of our learning community here at Rockwood South. Adults are seeking to learn and grow, and as we do, our kids are learning and growing as well. And so we are so connected in that way, and our kids notice it. It has been awesome talking with that group of students, and I can't wait to see the feedback from all of our students as to how we can provide them with greater support on their learning journey. Speaking of learning and implementing new learning, I want to give a shout out to Miss Misi, who just learned about this strategy and on our professional development day on Monday, this community grid strategy that was presented by two of our staff members, Becky Sabelski and Becky Veneman. And Miss Misi did an excellent job of using this in her math classroom to support all voices and being able to share a little bit about themselves. Students were able to learn a little bit about one another and do some celebrations. And then she transitioned into using this same activity with content in her math class. Awesome job, Miss Misi, of immediately putting into practice your learning from that professional development. I next want to give a shout out to Miss Barnes, who used something called hexagonal thinking in her classroom, along with a Think, Pair, Share cooperative learning strategy. And so hexagonal thinking requires students to make connections between concepts. And in this particular class, it was concepts about North America in her 7th grade geography class. It required a ton of critical thinking and discussion among her students. It was fun to watch that. And then I want to share some reflection and learning that occurred in Miss Reese's class this week. You can see that students are doing a great deal of highlighting specific details from a story. They're talking with one another. And what you may not be able to see in that shot is that they're also using a scoring guide to score sample pieces of work. And what they're highlighting in those details is their evidence to support the score of each of those criterion areas. It was really cool to see her students talking through and justifying why they scored sample pieces of writing in the way that they did and the evidence that they were sharing to back up their thinking. That was really cool. And finally, Miss Mueller's class was doing something similar with reflection and learning, where her students were also using scoring guides to score sample pieces of work. And I thought I'd let Miss Mueller tell you about the strategy she's using in her class. And a bonus, we even have one of Miss Mueller's students who chimes in to share a little bit about the importance of this work. Let's listen. Hey,
Hi.
I'm so excited to get to come down to your classroom.
I know, this
and
is so
do our
exciting.
recording here.
Yes.
So I wanted to get your bump it up display here in the shot and have you explain what it
Yeah.
is and how you plan to use this with kids.
Yes. So me and the ELA girls, we came up with this idea, and we thought it would be good to have a visual that the kids could refer to and use and just look at as we're working through our personal narrative units. But we wanted to make them interchangeable. So then as we move through different writing units, we can take out the writing pieces, change out the different rubrics. But this shows a progression of a writing piece that would start with something that would be graded in like the 1s or the 2s. It moves up to something that would be graded in 1s or 2s, but maybe a little bit higher. And then we move up to mostly 3s, 4s, a couple 2s, and then we have a 4 on the rubric at the end there too. So we just wanted a visual that showed a representation, and the kids could check in and be like, where does my writing fall in, and like where can I compare to on the rubric here. So yeah, that was our motive there.
You know, this is a great assessment capable learning strategy.
Yes.
Especially
yes.
because as kids are writing their narratives,
Yes.
they can go back up, they can check, and then they can come back and make
Yeah.
edits. I mean, it's a different way of gaining feedback.
Definitely. Yeah. And another way that they can just interact with the rubric and get comfortable
Right.
with that too.
Right.
And so I love that idea. And I like the idea of showing them what a completed project would look like, because with writing it can be difficult, like you're only doing little pieces at a time. So showing what a finished product could look like, or maybe what the whole writing process could look like for them, I thought would be really helpful. So yeah.
That is fantastic.
Thank you.
You engage your students in looking at rubrics often before they even start writing.
Yes.
Why do you think that's so important?
So I've actually been thinking about this lately. I don't know if like the change in how our brains are working, but we want that instant gratification, and kids like that too, like with social media and videos, it's all out there.
Yeah.
So I can't give them the instant gratification of a finished product at the beginning, but I could show them an example of it. Like, this is what we're working towards, so that they can refer back to that and just think like, this is what the end goal is. I'm going to get there in time. And this might be what my process looks like, but we're going to get to that end product. Like, you're going to get to that reward at one point. So yeah.
Clarity of expectations.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so I'm going to have my camera crew here flip here, and I'm going to put you two on the spot.
Oh,
let me ask you guys: Does it help you to see the rubric and examples before you get started with your writing?
Yeah.
Tell me how it helps you.
Like, it just helps you figure help me I don't know how to explain. It helps me concentrate, and it helps me figure out where to start and how to start my writing piece.
So you don't get stuck. Like, how do I even begin?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you want to add anything onto that? No, same thing. Okay, awesome. Well, you heard it here first from some special experts and from Miss Mueller. If you guys want more information on how to get this type of assessment capable learning started in your classroom, please reach out to Miss Mueller.
Yeah.
Or her students.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, that was so fun getting to talk with Miss Mueller and her students. We actually recorded that video before school started. There happened to be just a few kids who were just in her room, kind of prepping for the day. One of the students offered to record the video for us, which was really cool. And that was totally on the spot, asking, as you can see by her reaction, one of the students those questions. And man, she nailed it. She knows exactly what those scoring guides or those rubrics are used for and how they help her in her learning. Just a great job by Miss Mueller in implementing this strategy. And staff members, if you want to go and talk with Miss Mueller about any questions you might have, please do that. Parents, I wanted to share that video with you. I do those videos every week highlighting one of our staff members using one of our universal practices. I wanted you to gain some insight into how our teachers are really thinking about ways in which they can provide really clear expectations and support our students in reaching those expectations and reflecting all along the way. This is just an excellent practice, so wanted to give you some insight there. And this is one of Miss Mueller's class students. You can see really looking at that scoring guide with a sample that happened to be up on her board, and they were scoring that work right then and there to gain further insight into those expectations. Wow. All right. Like I said, just a phenomenal week. Not only did we have a phenomenal week here at Rockwood South, I want to share a huge thank you to our parents, as you'll see in the video below in our newsletter. We met our Sky High fundraiser goal. In fact, not only did we raise over $6,500, we raised over $6,800 thanks to you and all of your support. That means many of our staff members' wishes will be granted, which also means that money goes directly into supporting our students. So thank you. And with that, I hope you enjoy the gorgeous weather that we should be having this weekend. We look forward to seeing our staff and our students here on Monday. Take care.